Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Welcome to it. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We've got a brand new bingo card to start out the week, of course. It is pinned to the top of the Twitter page. When you get bingo, you call us and be the first to call 888-900-3393 and share where your bingo occurred, just to prove it to everybody. And you win a $30 prize from patgray dot squiggly line.
No, we've been over this.
_
No, I believe it's patgrayshop.com.
Shop. patgrayshop.com.
Yeah.
It's just that easy. It's just that easy. All right, so it starts in the upper left-hand corner with scattered showers of journalism. I think we actually have the... it's not something I think I say. Isn't that... yeah, we have that, right? Mm-hmm. Surely I have that. Mm-hmm.
And now, scattered showers of journalism.
Sounds a little something like that. Mm-hmm. In fact, it sounds a great deal like that, actually. Keith tries to make plans with me outside of work.
Yeah.
How's your day going so far?
So far.
Oh, jeez. Had some plumbers in on Friday.
Oh, no.
And as I'm standing there, and he's trying to connect his little Apple Pay thing to his iPad, he starts in on all that.
No.
So how's your day going?
Oh, dude. No.
So far? It's okay. Got any plans for the weekend? I'm going to share them with you, you think? To get your approval or your...
It depends on how quickly you get out of here, plumber guy.
Come on.
Was there standing water in your house? Please tell me there was no standing water.
No standing water.
Oh, good. Woo.
There was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
That's why you call a plumber, to avoid it getting to that point.
Avoiding that. Yeah, we didn't let it get there, so that was good. Then we have this from her.
Oh, the used brain cells.
You'll still use our brain cells before
Rob's
posting.
Got that,
So
this
let's use brain cells before we post things on the internet. Thanks.
Thanks. You're welcome, Puddin'. We got Jeffy. How about no? Then this from Al Sharpton.
Why was traffic problems email sent?
Did we ever get an answer on that?
I don't think we did.
Shoot.
Still unsatisfied with that. Liberals eating their own.
Oh, hopefully we'll have a story like that.
Mm-hmm. This from Joe Biden.
We choose truth over facts.
Right. Okay. Good safety tip. And this time, he's pissed. Jeffy, who among us? The Villages from Joe Biden. Didn't we find that we didn't have that now?
Goodie. You got it in there. Sure.
Do I now? Yeah, I do. Sure I do.
Villages, America's friendliest hometown. The Villages.
See, this was funnier before he was destroying our country as president of the United States.
Right. Then, so we got that going for us. The horror scream. Keith says.
Oh, snap.
Metric conversion. It's always a problem because there is no way to convert metric.
No way.
You just don't know. No one knows. There's no way to tell. It goes a little something like this, and I just did that moments ago.
But that doesn't count.
But neither one count. Jeffy screaming,
"Let me eat!"
Then we lost him. Oh, no. We lost him. This...
We are trained Marxists.
From the BLM founders. Keith saying...
Oh, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, my bad.
The tree people or whoever they are.
That's true.
All right. I let my subscription to blank run out. Could be pretty much anything. Jeffy, good luck, God bless. And I will not abide it. Good bingo card. So be listening for those key phrases, and you could be a big winner. $30 worth of merchandise. Huh? Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Tell me that's not desirable. Go ahead. Try to tell me that. You can't. See, nobody could.
Nope.
Because frankly, it is desirable. All right. This seems kind of relevant. I don't know, maybe not. But it does prove that somebody's a lying sack of crap. We'll say that. Joe Biden and his staff met with Hunter's top business partner at the White House. Not just once, throughout his vice presidency, according to visitor logs. And visitor logs, I'm sure, were just made up. You know, somebody just trying to bring the president down. Visitor logs from the Obama administration revealed that Joe Biden had met with his son, Hunter's top business partner in 2010. Eric Schwerin, former president of Hunter's now dissolved firm Rosemont Seneca, made 19 trips to the White House from 2009 to 2015. Just 19, though. It's not like it was 190. 9 trips included meetings with Biden, his staff, and the staff of Jill Biden.
I thought Joe didn't talk.
Yeah, they didn't.
Business.
He didn't know anything about business at all. Well, I don't know about my son's business. We never talk about his business. Why would I talk to my son about his business? I can't. It's preposterous to even allege that in the first place. What father doesn't talk to his son about his son's business? How's it going? What are you doing? Is that going to work? Can you make any money from that? You supporting your family? Are things going well? Yeah, we don't talk about it. I've never mentioned it to him. No. Okay. A, you're a dumbass. B, you're a really bad dad. Or C, you're just a lying sack of crap, which we know you are.
Son of a bitch.
Right, exactly. And that.
Could be all of them.
All of the above. That is true. Republicans blasted the meetings as yet another example of Hunter using his father to secure business deals and called on investigations into the Bidens. Comes as Hunter faces federal prosecution for alleged tax fraud, money laundering, and just a little illegal foreign lobbying on the side, too. Mm-hmm. No big deal. It's just the Bidens being Bidens. Mm-hmm. You know, you got his word as a Biden, right? Everything's fine.
Since Hunter's so good with oil and securing these projects and stuff, I love friend of the program, Cambry, who tweeted out that, can we restart the Keystone XL pipeline if we can get Hunter on the board? Hey, I like that idea.
Yeah, I do too.
Good plan.
So some of the entries of Eric Schwerin into the White House. He met with Joe Biden aide Evan Ryan on October 28th, 2009. Met with Joe Biden's special assistant Meg Campbell on February 13th, 2010. Met with Joe Biden's assistant Michelle Smith on October 24th, 2010. Met with Joe Biden on November 17th, 2010. Met with Joe Biden.
Yeah, but see now what you're doing there, and I can just tell by the way the inflections work in here.
Yeah,
you're trying to make it seem like they were talking business. We don't know that.
We don't know that.
This guy could have been in there just to talk about the
sandwiches. They might have been there to talk sandwiches.
Sandwich talk is underrated.
It is, and I think more frequent than people let on.
Thank you.
There's a lot of sandwich talk.
That's kind of something that
during business hours of the White House.
Nobody likes to admit, you know.
Right.
But we all do it. We all talk about sandwiches
from time to time.
Sure.
You know. Sure. And there's 2 or 3 times when Joe Biden himself met with him to talk about sandwiches.
And Jill Biden?
And Jill. Who knows? The whole stinking family's corrupt.
No
you know that.
Kidding.
The whole stinking family. The brother, the sister, the daughter, the son, the wife. The wife might be the worst of all of them. I don't know. I've got no respect for her. She is incredible to me. It's what she's done here, knowing full well this guy is like on the verge of being a vegetable. I mean, she just pushed him forward, just kept shoving him into the fray.
Sure. And you remember back when Carter was president, they floated the idea on the left that, look, America's problems are just too big for one guy to be president. You kind of need to share those responsibilities. They're starting to have rumbles like that now for Joe Biden. I think that that's more of a individual situation with Joe being Joe as opposed to the presidency itself. But
still,
yeah, they're already trying to.
It shows
figure out
that
a way.
A, they know what's going on, and B, they're trying to make it okay by saying, "Yeah, we're sort of doing president by committee now." Yeah, because he's out of his mind. He's out of his skull. So yeah, we're doing president by committee. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not how it works.
It's not that hard to, like, for example, Joe hasn't sat down for an interview with the press, one-on-one.
Oh, and how long?
Since February 10th, 75 days ago. 2.5 months.
And he's only done it, I think, in his entire presidency, isn't it? 10 times?
Something like that, yeah.
Whereas it was 95 at this point for Trump and 130 or whatever for Obama.
And keep in mind the degree of difficulty for Trump sitting down with
way
a
beyond
hostile
anybody
press.
else.
Yeah.
Way beyond any president ever.
Right.
I mean, they're still doing it to him. They are still, he's not even president. They still go after him viciously. And he still meets with them. He just did the Piers Morgan thing, in fact.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later, but Piers Morgan sticking to his story. Did you see that? Yeah, it's.
And that airs tonight, right?
Yes,
25th?
I believe it does, yeah.
Cool.
Is that on some British channel or
something I don't have?
Is it on American TV too? I'm not that interested in it, but might be worth looking at. Yeah. On Friday, Joe Biden said something very frightening about the future of the U.S. military. Here's what he had to say.
In the United States military, every vehicle is going to be climate friendly. Every vehicle.
Oh, good. That's important.
I mean it.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Isn't that great? Every vehicle is going to be green in the U.S. military. Is that really something we should be applauding? Is that something we should care about? I just want the military vehicles to work well.
Dude's going to get us killed.
Oh, my gosh. That's just...
He's going to get us killed.
You see the priority there. It's not whether or not they're the best vehicles. It's not whether or not they're better than anybody else's. It's whether or not they're green.
I mean, every 20 miles, we're going to stop and charge up our tanks and our planes and stuff. What? I mean,
how's that going to work?
Hey, sorry,
I'd love to know.
Tell China to wait. We can't do a counteroffensive until we get these guys.
We're charging our tanks for 10 hours here. You got to do it overnight. So if you wouldn't, could we just have a pause? In the fighting for a while.
Yeah, isn't that an unspoken rule of war that you don't attack while our tanks are hooked up to the chargers?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we are.
Plus, we need a really long extension cord.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, really, really long.
Yep.
Like a 285-mile long extension cord so we can plug in back at the base. So, anybody have one of those?
Yeah. And that's another unspoken rule of war. You can't cut the other side's power cord.
Right.
That stretches back to the base.
Right. The power cords are off limits.
Off limits.
Okay. That's the new Geneva Convention. Power cords are off limits.
Yeah. That's right.
Hopefully they're not Apple products that the military is going to be using because you'd have to stay right by the outlet in order to fight the war.
How annoying.
You couldn't be more than 1.5 feet from the outlet. Why, by the way, won't Apple make their cords a little bit longer? In fact, a lot longer. Why? Bizarre.
Madness, huh? Yeah. One
of the strange mysteries of life.
And so we got another unspoken rule. Maybe we should write this into the Geneva Convention as well. You can't attack on a cloudy day because obviously the equipment that you're
it's
going
all
up
solar
against,
powered.
Yeah, so that's not cool. So do it.
Okay.
Got to play by the same rules here.
That's good.
I mean, seriously, it's not enough for this Marxist president and his evil minions running the show here having us all be poor and eventually starve to death, but now they're going to get us killed through our military. Apparently, this is insanity. And even he goes, and it's going to cost billions of dollars to do it. Okay,
it's going to cost more than billions.
Maybe we don't
for the U.S. military.
Yeah,
that's going to be. They're going to be cost overruns like you can't even believe. That'll be well into the trillions. Hopefully. The next guy won't be him or woman, and we won't have to worry about it anymore. The agenda will change, and the military, the focus will be providing the military with the best equipment in the world. How about that? Rather than, let's make sure we're green. No matter what the cost, make sure we're green. I don't care if it works. I don't care if it rolls all the way to its destination. Just make it green. Crazy. Also on Friday, President Braindead did it again with the phantom handshake.
Oh, God. What are you...
What?
Bro.
Wow, that's some weirdness right there. That is...
And then
he almost fell.
Right. Well, no, watch his... See how the Secret Service, you're not supposed to see those guys.
Yeah.
That means that Biden was not supposed to go that way. That's exactly what that means. You don't have a Secret Service guy cut in front of a camera like that.
True.
Because they would have just been waiting back there for him if he was doing what he was supposed to do.
I got to see that whole thing again because that's really bizarre. What are you doing? He's like saluting the board there behind him. The wall. I don't know. Okay, bye. Thank you. I'm going to trot over here and go in the wrong way.
Go get him.
Oh, jeez.
Go get the old man.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. That's amazing. Really amazing.
Oh.
All right, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. Are you trying to sell your home and you want to get the most out of your home, the most money you possibly can? And you might be dependent on selling your home so that you can buy a new one because you're relocating. Really important stuff. And it's hard to make all that happen. And who knows what the market is like in your area. It might be cooling off, might still be pretty hot. Either way, you need a realtor who knows what they're doing. A realtor who has a really good track record. And they've been successful for a long time because they're committed to their craft. That's Real Estate Agents I Trust. This is Glenn's company. And so he and his team fully vet these agents and make sure that they're the best in your area. So when you're buying a home or selling a home, go to Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name tells you everything you need to know. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Ray.
Okay, here's somebody who may not drive you out of your mind, like the last guy. Donald Trump has been making a lot of speeches lately. I don't know if that means anything.
Yeah.
Does it mean perhaps he's running in 20? I don't think there's any doubt that he's running in 2024. I don't think there's any doubt at all. But here's what he had to say over the weekend at one of his rallies.
Stolen, and now our country is being destroyed.
Right.
Country's being destroyed. Our country's going to hell. We've never had anything like this, and we have a president right now, sadly, who has absolutely no idea what the hell is happening.
Right. That's right.
He's shaking hands with the air. He's walking around.
Yeah.
Somewhat bewildered. It's no good. And taking orders from the Easter Bunny. You saw that one? No. You know, the Easter Bunny was a political operative. He did a good job, actually. That guy, we should hire that guy. He was very good.
It's a sheep.
He said, no, don't talk to those people. And he's doing all of this while Putin does nothing but talk about nuclear weapons and destroying the world.
Mm-hmm.
We have our signals very crossed in our country. We've never had a situation like this. The choice this November is very simple. If you want to keep America in a death spiral of crime, look at what's happening on crime with these Democrat-run cities. Chaos, craziness, corruption, and historic national catastrophes. You must absolutely go out and vote for the radical Democrats. If you want to have a country that's going to be great again, you must vote. And again. Thank you. That's very good. Very good. I like that guy. Again and again and again. You know, we had it great again, and then we said, I think we should do a comma, make America great again.
There you go. Oh, no. Look at this.
And there it is. Being told what to do by the Easter Bunny.
So yeah, he
so
definitely sounds like a
Trump.
guy who's
for sure
got some plans.
Yeah, he's got some plans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but here's the thing: he sometimes sends out mean tweets. So you don't want him in office, right? Because he'll sometimes tweet meanly.
Well,
yeah,
you know.
So
by the time the 2024 cycle comes around, Elon Musk might own Twitter.
Yeah.
So he might take care of that.
Very true. Right now, he can't tweet at all. If Musk takes over, I think he has vowed, hasn't he, that he'll let Trump back on.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's at least inquired about that.
At least rumored that he would do that.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Well, and we have an update on the Musk Twitter stuff that we can get to later. But yeah, it's interesting. It's not done that he might still end up owning it.
I hope so. I know that some of the shareholders are a little pissed off at the board right now because the board doesn't want it to happen. And I think a lot of shareholders do because they could make some serious money on this. Mm-hmm. He's made a fair offer. There's no doubt about that. I don't think anybody could say, well, he's really trying to lowball them. He didn't do that at all. He went, what was it, 30% over the stock price?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. So we'll see what happens. Former model Kathy Ireland is among the celebrities. This is incredible. I don't know if we've talked about this yet, the California law.
No, we haven't.
My gosh, is that amazing?
It's horrific.
Now, if you go to PolitiFact or Politico or any of those political websites, they say it's not true because they don't believe it'll be used like that. But it could be. Mm-hmm. It's a new bill that people say will legalize infanticide because it gives like 7 days after birth where you don't have to give any care to the baby. You just let it die, I guess. I mean, can you imagine what kind of society, what kind of civilization would do that to their young? The kind that's on the verge of collapse. That's the kind that would do that. This says killing babies up to 28 days. So they extended it for 4 weeks? I thought it was 7 days. People of all faiths, no faith, every political party, race, gender, and sexual orientation are vehemently rejecting the California law, she says. Please click link and take action. So that's what Kathy Ireland, supermodel, tweeted out. Wow, she must be mid-50s, early 60s by now, I would say.
I don't know. I'll look that up.
And there are people, of course, who support this kind of bill.
59.
She's 59. Mm-hmm. Jeez, that's amazing. Savanah Hernandez, formerly of The Blaze, talked to some people who are in favor of this bill.
So basically, like if they have their baby, they can neglect them for 7 days, and if the baby dies, then they can't be held criminally liable. What do you think?
Yeah. I think whatever helps women and helps them achieve their dreams and
their
that
dreams
needs to happen is
happen.
Acts to help that is helping all of us.
So I prefer that most women make their decisions at 8 weeks.
But you prefer that?
But I'm also in support of 10 months out of the womb.
So you think babies should be aborted 10 months after they're born?
If the mother wants to, yes.
I think them kids. So if you want to get a late-term abortion, that's up to you. You know, I've had an abortion too, and it's
good for you.
It was my choice, and I'm happy I had that choice.
I've had an abortion myself.
Would you guys get an abortion again?
Yes,
100%.
100 times. I'd do it multiple times.
I bet you would.
Until I feel that I'm ready to parent. That's a choice I'll continue to make.
Hey, here's another choice. Maybe don't get pregnant. How about that? So you're not killing children. That's just a thought. I mean, you could still conduct your lifestyle, but you could take a precaution or two along the way, perhaps.
No, F them kids.
Yeah.
That's what that lady said.
Wow.
Yeah, and by the way, the confusion over 7 days or 28 days is that it's mentioned that it's perinatal, which I guess the Oxford Dictionary says up to 28 days.
Oh, jeez.
So they're saying, no, it's just 7 days. Just kidding. It's only 7, not 28.
Wow. Yeah, the word perinatal really opens that thing up, really opens up that bill. And that's, I don't think they've changed that word because, right. There's some ambiguity as to how long that is. Should it be 1 minute after birth? 1 second after birth?
I can't even believe this is a discussion.
I can't either. I can't believe it. that we're really arguing this, where a baby could be born alive and you're going to just let it die, or you're going to kill it within the first 7 days. What, you're test driving your baby? Yeah, I may not want it, so I might give it back to the earth. It's just barbaric. It's evil.
That's the word, yeah.
Wow. How did we end up at this place? We Democrats have gone from safe, legal, and rare to we can kill your baby 7 days after birth or 28 days after birth, whatever.
Or 10 months is the one guy
10
said.
months, yeah, according to that guy.
I love how he leans in. Make sure you hear this. If the mother wants to. Ugh.
Yeah, so if the mother wants to kill her 10-month-old baby, that's perfectly fine.
What did the one lady say?
Weird, man.
Did I catch that? Maybe I didn't. I don't know. She said something about like, hey, you know what? If that interferes with your dreams.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh. It's inconvenient for him. So, yeah, you just wipe it out of your life. You just commit infanticide. Don't worry about it.
Videos like that make me physically ill.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. It's unconscionable that the human race could do this to their own, to their young, to the most vulnerable among us. Who's more vulnerable than an infant? Of course, if your baby is born, they want to completely confuse that baby.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a woman explaining to us how to discuss gender with toddlers.
Oh, good.
Here's a developmentally appropriate way to talk to toddlers about bodies and gender.
Ugh.
You know the body parts that your diaper or your panties or your underwear cover? Those are called privates. Everyone has privates. Private means that they belong to you and only you. In the front, everybody has genitals, but there are different kinds of genitals. Some genitals are called a penis. Some are called a vulva. Others look maybe a little bit like each in some ways, or kind of like neither.
What's that?
Or somewhere in between.
Come back.
People with those kind of genitals are called
those are pretty rare.
When babies are born, parents sometimes guess their gender.
They guess.
Based
Parents
on their genitals.
Okay.
They tend to guess boy for babies who have a penis.
Okay.
Yeah, they do tend to. Yeah.
For babies who have a vulva.
An educated guess, if you will.
Sometimes parents guess wrong, though.
Do they?
And that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes sometimes. People whose parents guessed wrong about their gender are called transgender.
So let's use brain cells before we post things on the internet.
Okay.
Thanks.
See, I get it now. So you make a mistake. There's another video going around where like a teacher says doctors make mistakes too. They don't know. How can you know?
No, you can't. It's like the metric system. I mean, what does the genitalia really tell you? Nothing.
We are in hell. That's what it tells me. This is.
We're seriously in trouble here. When you can't even admit what a boy is, what a girl is, what a male and female are, then pretty much you're done. Yeah. I think you're done.
I think
if you can't even do that, come on now. We have got to put a stop to this ridiculous argument. It is the dumbest thing in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I think it's the dumbest thing in anybody's lifetime.
Yeah, it is. That's true. Yeah, it is. Wouldn't the tree ladies agree? This is the dumbest thing in Pat's lifetime?
That's true.
Yeah. Yep, the tree ladies agree. There you go. All right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Some tweets here. Toothpaste words tweets with the visitor log being made public. No wonder Biden is so secretive about who shows up at his Delaware home. Rowdy introvert, solar-powered fighter jets may limit the number of night missions.
Oh, yeah.
You think? No, because they have the stellar power converter where they store the storage of the solar power is stored, and then you just call on that at night.
I see.
And that works like a charm wherever people use it. It works every time perfectly.
Okay.
So I'm sure there'd be no problem with a solar-powered jet.
Sounds good.
Squatching Duck tweets, Dementia Joe might as well have said, I'm deliberately going to hamstring our military.
Yeah.
We don't lose enough troops yet. The Steadfast Baptist tweets, calling the California infanticide bill and mindset barbaric is an insult to barbarians. Yeah, barbarians probably wouldn't be killing babies. But we are. Californians are.
Seriously, I mean...
literally killing babies.
It's like, we say this with so many things where the left will say, oh, come on, you're coming with this extreme example. This would never happen. Oh, my gosh, it's literally in a proposed law.
Yeah, and even with the proposed law, they're still saying, no, that's not happening. Stop it.
Yeah.
That doesn't legalize infanticide. Shut up.
Yeah, remember when they said, don't be ridiculous. Dudes aren't going to want to use a girl's bathroom.
Huh. Yeah, what do you say now? What they say now is that it's imperative to allow them to use the women's bathroom.
Yeah, and if you don't, then we're going to take a major sporting event out of your state.
Yeah. Yeah, they've already done that. There's a school outside Atlanta, small town Georgia, that sent this to, is one of your friends?
Yeah, a friend of mine
Keith?
who lives out there, yeah. So you
got a poster hanging in a school.
Uh-huh.
And it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I suppose the name of the nickname for the sports team there is Bears,
correct,
right?
Yeah.
And so they have this poster that says, we are Bears.
All right.
We are Buddhist, Asian, Middle Eastern, African American, Jewish, Christian, Catholicism. Okay. Wonder how Catholics feel about being separated from Christian.
Right?
Mexican American, Arabs, Hispanic, European, gender fluid, Caucasian, LGBTQ.
Wait, go back. What was that?
Caucasian?
No,
gender fluid.
Gender fluid?
Yeah, they're gender fluid.
In a little town outside of Atlanta?
Oh, there's millions of gender fluid people in small towns. Millions, Keith. LGBTQ plus.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Is this a grade? It's like an elementary school? Oh, it is a high school.
I think it's a high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hindu.
Okay.
Latin. Muslim. We belong.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting hung up on gender fluid myself.
Are you?
Yeah.
Huh.
They just throw that out there like, duh.
Yeah, obviously. We get gender fluid people here. Even though they make up 0.7% of or less of the population. Still, they're everywhere.
Gender fluid. That's not even a thing.
Everywhere.
Stop.
That is not a thing.
Stop. It's not 0.7. It's 0.0.
Yeah.
You are this or you're that. You're not one of 350 things. You're either a dude or a chick.
No, it's non-binary.
Is it?
Keith, yeah.
Is it?
No.
Okay, sure.
It is not.
And this is
exactly how we have to handle it too. No.
No, you're nothing.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're going to pick one, okay?
Yeah.
And it's not your sexual preference. That's not the discussion. You're either a dude or you're a chick. You don't get to choose gender fluid, two-spirit bullcrap. Stop. Grow up. Ugh.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's a little frustrating.
It's destroying our kids. It's destroying our society. There is no common sense anymore.
And here's a groomer teacher. She's a female, explaining that her class should now call her Mix. Okay.
So we took the music out. It makes it, I guess, a little more creepy. But yeah, she's creepy. So there you go, Miss Beaman, now Mix Beaman. Okay, so she's going to explain.
Ms. Beaman is now Mix Beaman.
So she's going to explain this. You know me as Miss Beaman.
Okay.
I'm still your teacher.
Right.
But now I go by Mix Beaman.
Why?
It sounds like Mix, M-I-X, Beaman. Okay, all right. Well, you're a loser. We've established that as well. So in class, instead of going Miss Beaman, now
this
you
is
will
a
say
teacher?
Yeah, now you will say Mix Beaman. The hell my kid will. And instead of saying she, you can say they or he when talking about me. Okay, well, that's not happening, but okay. I am transgender and non-binary. I was born in the wrong body.
Oh.
Even though I was born a girl, I feel more like a boy on the inside. Not my problem. But don't fully feel like either. Again, not my problem. I'm still the same me. It will take time and practice to remember to say mix Beaman, but we will work through it together. No, my kid's going to a different classroom.
Oh, jeez. Mix Beaman?
Yeah.
Mix Beaman?
What is transgender? Some people are born in the wrong body. Their body might not match what they feel on the inside. See, that's the problem. It goes back to feelings. I mean, Dr. Laura warned us about this. This is called transgender.
Oh, okay.
But what's non-binary, Pat? Well, some people don't feel like a boy or a girl. They may feel like both or neither. Okay.
So what's my alternative if I'm neither?
Sure. Well, there you go. Non-binary people sometimes go by mix.
Oh, okay.
We've been over this. Mix Beaman.
Go to mix.
And so then this goes on and on and on. Don't you call her Miss Beaman. Don't you call her Mr. Beaman. You call her Mix Beaman.
Mix Beaman.
Or you're going to get a detention or something. I don't.
Can I call you Mix 106.5?
Yes. Yes.
The new Mix 106.5 Beaman.
Yes.
I mean, how many radio stations in the 90s were Mix? You think you're a radio station? Is that what it is?
You think you're unique? No. No, you're Mix 106.5.
You're not nearly as smart as I thought you were.
Seriously, you know what would stop this? If every parent in that school, every parent that had their kid in Mix Beaman's class, pulled them out. And Mix Beaman shows up one day to an empty classroom and goes, "Where's all my kids? What's going on? I thought there was school today." And the principal walks in and says, "Sorry, you had 30 parents pull their kids out of here because you're a freak of nature, so we can't employ you. Get out." That's how you stop this. You don't say, "Well, look, we need to respect the teacher."
Everybody's afraid of a lawsuit, though. They know they'll get sued.
Well, are the parents going to be sued by pulling their kids out of the classroom? No. That's how you can make a difference.
The school will be sued. But, yeah, the parents should be pulling. I would. I don't want them confused like this.
Yeah, my kids already.
There's no need for this.
Having to battle a ridiculous world. They don't need this extra insanity in their life.
Yeah, man. You do what you want. My kid doesn't have to be part of it. Yep.
Madness.
I'm glad my kids aren't in school anymore.
Amen.
Wow. By the way, some good news. Exxon has banned LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter flags, and all kinds of nonsense from being displayed at their company flagpoles.
Good.
Yeah, finally. They are banning their LGBTQ pride flag from being flown outside its Houston corporate office during Pride Month in June. They're not going to do it. How about that? Nobody does this.
No, just wait. Just wait for the rest of the news cycle this week.
Yeah.
Protest out in front of Exxon and
You bet.
Because that's right here, isn't it? Is that? Or is
it's in Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. The company updated guidance on acceptable flags, which can be displayed outside offices, which include banning external position flags, including the Pride flag and Black Lives Matter flag, according to the new policy. The rule does permit a flag representing LGBTQ employees group to be flown, but it can't prominently be displayed. It can't display the Exxon corporate logo. Wait, so they can? The rule does permit a flag representing an LGBTQ employees group to be flown.
Is that like at their desk, office space, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. Exxon's move didn't go over well with members of the Exxon Pride Houston chapter who are now refusing to represent the company at Houston's Pride celebration. Oh, no, don't say that.
I know.
Don't say that.
No.
Don't say you won't represent us at the Pride parade.
Oh, that'll learn them.
Oh, wow.
Exxon's probably like, crap, should we change this?
We have to now.
Change it back.
We have to.
We want to be represented at the Pride parade.
It is difficult to reconcile how ExxonMobil recognizes the value of promoting our corporation as supportive of the LGBTQ plus community externally, but now believes it inappropriate to visibly show support for our LGBTQ plus employees at the workplace.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
Yeah, they should, but maybe they won't. Who knows? Either way, sorry, no LGBTQ pride flags. Okay, sorry, no. We're not gonna. In fact, I'm not sorry. You can't do it. Why shouldn't you have heterosexual pride flags up as well, if you can do the other. This doesn't make sense. And where does it end? Where does it ever end when you've got to display all these different flags just to be politically correct and to not be picketed by your employees? If you don't, here's what you say to them. If you don't like it, go work someplace else.
Yeah.
How about that? Go somewhere else and fly your flag where it's okay for you to fly your flag.
Yeah, I hear
We don't mind.
Mix Beaman's looking for a teacher's assistant.
Right?
So you could go hang out with
Okay,
her.
well, that works out nicely then. Yeah, that works out really nicely.
Seamless transition.
That is just so great that it just happened that Mix Beaman was ready with an opening there. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Got some more good news here.
I love good news, Pat. I need it.
In Ecuador, construction workers saved a dog in a flooded draining ditch.
You're going to love this animal video.
Am I?
You are.
Oh,
So doesn't that make you feel good on a Monday morning after all this death and destruction, insanity?
Dog rescue is good. Yeah, that's good.
See?
Poor thing was, who knows what?
Oh, he's
would have
gone.
drowned.
Oh, he's gone without that guy.
He would have drowned.
Fishing him out of there. I mean, that's
really
just so awesome. And a lot of people were like, this was staged. They dropped the dog into the thing. How did they know it was coming? Because they radioed ahead. It's in the story. Read the freaking story before you try to ruin everything good in this world. Ugh.
Of course, how often have we ruined really?
Okay, I got it.
Really nice videos.
Lay low on this one. Let's.
All right. I'll keep that on my inside voice.
There we go.
Nobody heard it.
Nobody heard it, man.
So apparently, Bill Gates hit up Elon Musk to discuss philanthropy on climate change.
This was weekend entertainment, man. This was so fun, dude.
But Elon asked if he still had a $500 million short position on Tesla.
Yeah.
And Bill said he hasn't closed it out. So Elon told him to get lost.
Yeah. So these texts get leaked, and these are authentic. Elon Musk has confirmed these are authentic between Bill Gates and Elon Musk. He says, I don't know who leaked them, maybe a friend of a friend of a friend that I shared it with. But yeah, so
these are the tweets here?
Yeah.
Bill just landed. Elon, cool. Elon, you still have a $500 million short position against Tesla?
Oh, no.
Bill,
Called him out.
Sorry to say I haven't closed it out. I would like to discuss philanthropy possibilities.
Shut up.
Elon, sorry, but I cannot take your philanthropy on climate change seriously when you have a massive short position against Tesla, the company doing the most to solve climate change.
Hey-oh. There you go.
And it's true.
It is
right?
true.
That actually was Elon and Bill Gates.
So yeah, but that's not where the fun ended. Okay, so that gets leaked, and then so Elon decides,
right.
You know what?
I didn't hit him hard enough.
I'm gonna tweet something.
So he posts a picture of Bill Gates, who's not in great shape. You know, like a lot of us.
That's a fact too.
After 60-ish. Bill's pushing 70 though. He's probably 68. 67, 68. Anyway, puts a side-by-side of Bill and a pregnant man emoji.
Let me eat!
That is epic. That is epic. Yeah.
In case you need to lose...
What? Some weight.
Some weight fast. That's really funny.
That was so good.
So how old is Bill? Did you look?
Oh, Bill Gates' age is... He is 66.
Okay, even younger than I thought.
Yeah. And by the way, you are correct. So Elon Musk has not only sent a letter to the board of Twitter demanding Trump be reinstated, but there was more on the Elon Musk Twitter front this weekend. Yesterday, I guess there was a meeting. Was it between Elon and the board? I believe it was something along those lines.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, good job, Rob. Yeah. So after he sent out that tweet, Elon Musk, shadow ban counsel reviewing his tweet.
That's really good.
So there was a meeting or something?
He does Twitter really well.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He really does. Twitter is re-examining the offer presented by billionaire Elon Musk, according to a new report from the Wall Street Journal. Musk, of course, had secured $46.5 billion to acquire Twitter. Some of that was from a bank. I don't remember which one. I'm trying to think. And it wasn't Citigroup. It wasn't Chase. It wasn't Bank of America. I don't know. Anyway, but some of the money he secured from the bank, but also $20 billion in cash out of his own pocket. So, I mean, he's really serious about this thing.
Yeah.
Billionaire Saudi Prince Alawaleed bin Talal Al Saud, who is one of Twitter's largest shareholders, publicly rejected the offer, of course, but that doesn't matter because he doesn't have the final say. So, Elon's put together this offer, and there's a lot of shareholders who want Twitter to take it. Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here. Proud Mr. Graybeard tweets, mixed up Beaman and every other teacher like her who are forcing their insanity on children need to be barred from getting within 1,500 feet of children.
No joke.
Jitty kayak enthusiast with double Y's in both jitty and kayak. You got to love that.
A lot of doubles.
Yeah. But it's not happening at my school, Pat. I don't want to say anything because I'll get fired. My kid will get picked on if I say anything. All that may be true, and it's also why this will never be stopped. That's a real shame if that's the case, because we're done. If we can't protect our children, we're just done. Attack Yuki with double Y's at the end. At the beginning and at the end now.
Nice.
Yeah. Why didn't this Beaman person pull this nonsense before 2022? It's not courageous to jump on a bandwagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the trendy thing now.
And we have more good news. An old lady in China.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty spry and seemingly done with what's going on in China.
Yeah, I love this thread that came out of Shanghai. This guy says, I've never witnessed this level of badassery. A 95-year-old grandma in Shanghai tests positive for COVID. About to get sent away, but fends off 6 workers in hazmat suits with her cane until they give up. Later in the day, they seal her apartment with steel plates. She rips them off and takes a stroll around the neighborhood. 95-year-old woman. This is incredible. The next day, after 3 more attempts, they finally get her to the quarantine camps. Oh, never mind. She jumped the wall. She literally jumped the wall there. And here's video of them trying to corral her back into the pen. And she's like, nah, I'll take your stupid stick there, your broom. I don't know. I'm sure they're saying, hope you're having a good day. You too.
No way to tell because they're, of course, speaking gibberish.
Look at her, man. She's like, I'm going this way. Screw
and
you.
You're not going to stop me. Wow.
And obviously, we don't know what they're saying, but Big White there, he realizes he's losing this little battle, and so he calls on the guy to the right. I don't know what he says, obviously, but you see, when you push back, then they have to depend on other people to get involved. Look, you want this infected lady out walking around? Push back, man. Push back, or this is going to end up coming here. But God bless people like this woman who are standing up for freedom.
Things are apparently pretty bad in China right now. Between the lockdown in Shanghai and I think there's potentially a lockdown coming in Beijing. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. That's probably like 50 million people or more.
And to think that this is about health at this point, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, this is exactly right. What somebody said last week, where they said this is as much as stifling any kind of sniff of freedom that these Chinese people might be feeling than anything.
Pathead Jennifer sent this over to us. Apparently in Rhode Island at Hasbro, contact tracing is a thing.
Wow, I can't
in America,
believe this.
Employees are required to wear these for the purposes of contact tracing.
Look at
so you're going to put on these little devices, this contact herald.
I thought we pushed back enough on that a couple of years ago.
How to wear your cards.
No.
No. How about no?
How about no?
As Jeffy would say.
Yeah, that's. But I'm surprised. I thought that we had stopped that.
Yeah, I did too.
Well,
apparently not. Congratulations.
You give in to that, and the next thing you know, Big White is corralling you into your pen there, like in Shanghai. Don't do it.
And Big White, of course, are all the people dressed in white hazmat suits that are beating people in the streets because they have COVID. and they're rounding them up and taking them to COVID camps. I don't know where they wind up. It's ugly. What's happening there? Really ugly. And this is how they do it, though. Oh, there's one of the big whites taking a little dive.
Big loser.
Oopsie daisies.
I love that.
Yeah, he went down.
That's good stuff.
Took a bad spill there.
I love all these feel-good videos we got today.
Yeah, it's fun. On Friday, it was Earth Day.
Oh, yeah.
And as always, on Earth Day, come out the Earth Day predictions from the original Earth Day, which we didn't get to these on Friday, but these are fantastic. 18 spectacularly wrong predictions by the climate douchebags who have been wrong since the beginning. The first Earth Day was in 1970, and Harvard biologist George Wald estimated that civilization will end within 15 or 30 years. It's quite a span, by the way.
Yeah.
But it will end within 15 or 30 years. So by 1985 or by the year 2000, unless immediate action is taken against problems facing mankind. Okay, so here we're at 2022, and nothing's ended.
So has that gap, that 15 to 30 years, that's already passed?
That's already passed.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then some. And then some. We are in, number 2, we are in an environmental crisis that threatens the survival of this nation and of the world as a suitable place of human habitation, wrote Washington University biologist Barry Commoner on the Earth Day issue of the scholarly journal Environment. Number 3, the day after the first Earth Day, the New York Times editorial page warned, man must stop pollution and conserve his resources, not merely to enhance existence, but to save the race from intolerable deterioration and possible extinction. Okay, 52 years later, have we gone extinct yet? I kind of think not. Number 4, population will inevitably and completely outstrip whatever small increases in food supplies we make, Paul Ehrlich confidently declared in the April 1970 issue of Mademoiselle. Can't get enough of Mademoiselle magazine. It's awesome, isn't it?
So you're a big fan of that, too?
Oh, huge.
Yeah,
huge.
me too.
The death rate will increase until at least 1 to 200 million people per year will be starving to death during the next 10 years. So that was by 1980.
And so, if the climate doesn't do it, then we'll just start torching food processing plants. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that not in there?
No, that's not in there. Number 5, most of the people who are going to die in the greatest cataclysm in the history of man have already been born, according to Paul Ehrlich, in a 1969 essay entitled Eco-Catastrophe. By 1975, some experts feel that food shortages will have escalated the present level of world hunger and starvation into famines of unbelievable proportions. Other experts, more optimistic, think the ultimate food population collision will not occur until the decade of the 1980s. So
have we had the 1980s?
They've come and gone, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah,
right.
Positive.
My bad.
Ehrlich sketched out his most alarmist scenario for the 1970 Earth Day issue of The Progressive, assuring readers that between 1980 and 1989, some 4 billion people, including 65 million Americans, would perish in what he called the Great Die-Off.
Oh, that's catchy.
Yeah,
that's
isn't
good.
It? Isn't it?
Great die-off.
So do you remember the 4 billion people dying between 80 and 89?
I mean, I was a kid. I wasn't really paying attention to the news.
Right. That's true. You probably missed the 4 billion.
So if that happened,
I missed it too, as a matter of fact, and I was in my 20s.
All right.
It is already too late to avoid mass starvation, declared Dennis Hayes, chief organizer for Earth Day in the spring 1970 issue of The Living Wilderness. Number 8, Peter Gunter, North Texas State University professor, wrote in 1970, demographers agree almost unanimously on the following grim timetable. Again, there's consensus, right? They always claim there's consensus of their opinion. By 1975, widespread famines will begin in India. These will spread by 1990 to include all of India, Pakistan, China, and the Near East, Africa. By the year 2000, or conceivably sooner, South and Central America will exist under famine conditions. By the year 2000, 30 years from now, the entire world, with the exception of Western Europe, North America, and Australia, will be in famine. So, how's that going? The prediction of famine in South America is partly true, but only in Venezuela, of course.
Oh, wait, what happened there?
And only because of socialism, not climate change, by the way. So, in January 1970, Life reported, remember Life magazine?
Mm-hmm.
Scientists have solid experimental and theoretical evidence to support the following predictions. In a decade, urban dwellers will have to wear gas masks to survive air pollution. By 1985, air pollution will have reduced the amount of sunlight reaching the earth by 1/2. Huh.
Wait a minute. Hold on. In Texas, that would be net
sweet.
benefit.
Actually, yes, it would.
Yeah, so
yes, it would. We could use a cooler Texas.
That should have happened.
Number 10, ecologist Kenneth Watt told Time that at the present rate of nitrogen buildup, it's only a matter of time before light will be filtered out of the atmosphere and none of our land will be usable. Okay. Barry Commoner predicted that decaying organic pollutants would use up all of the oxygen in America's rivers, causing freshwater fish to suffocate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another Paul Ehrlich prediction. He chimed in, predicting in 1970 that air pollution is certainly going to take hundreds of thousands of lives in the next few years alone. This guy really wanted to see massive death. He really wanted it. Ehrlich sketched a scenario in which 200,000 Americans would die in 1973 during smog disasters in New York and Los Angeles. Ehrlich also warned in the May 1970 issue of Autobahn. Man, it's been a while since I've gotten my copy of Autobahn. Maybe I forgot to change my address.
Shoot.
Darn it.
It's one of those things that slips through the crack.
Yeah,
before you know, it's like, where's my tree stuff?
He said that DDT and other chlorinated hydrocarbons may have substantially reduced the life expectancy of people born since 1945. Ehrlich warned that Americans born since 1946 now had a life expectancy of only 49 years.
Oh.
And he predicted that if current patterns continued, this expectancy would reach 42 years by 1980 when it might level out. Well, currently, the life expectancy in the United States is just 78.6 years old.
Wow. So
he's pretty close.
We didn't fix it, so lifespan should be 42.
Right.
So I, as a 45-year-old man, I'm living on borrowed time.
You are. Yeah, you really are.
Wow. Look at me. I better use this time wisely. This is bonus years.
Ecologist Kenneth Watt declared by the year 2000, if present trends continue, we'll be using up crude oil at such a rate that there won't be any more crude oil. You'll drive up to the pump and say, fill her up, buddy. Yeah, like you could really drive up to a pump and say, fill her up. And he'll say, I'm very sorry.
Oh, no.
There isn't any.
Buddy.
Pal.
Wow.
Except that global oil production last year at about 95 million barrels per day was double the global oil output of the first Earth Day in 1970. So it's gone from 48 million to 95 million barrels a day.
Mm-hmm. See, and what happened was these environmentalists, where the red is the new green, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where they're hiding
for sure
out in that movement.
Yep.
When they realized that there was no peak oil and the supply is still readily available, then they just artificially clamped down on the supply.
Right.
And that's what we have now going on at the pump because we have an administration that refuses to tap our own God-given resources.
Mm-hmm. Harrison Brown, a scientist at the National Academy of Sciences, published a chart in Scientific American that looked at metal reserves and estimated that humanity would totally run out of copper shortly after 2000. Lead, zinc, tin, and gold and silver would all be gone before 1990. So,
what do we use tin for, by the way?
Tinfoil.
Tinfoil?
Yeah. Don't you have any tinfoil at home?
I got my tinfoil cap somewhere.
Okay.
Need to Put that on.
Senator Gaylord Nelson wrote in Look magazine, Dr. S. Dillon Ripley, secretary of the Smithsonian Institute, believes that in 25 years, somewhere between 75 and 80% of all the species of living animals will be extinct. Let's see. So that would have been 1995. We can look forward to 75 to 80% of all living animals being extinct in 1995. In 1975, Paul Ehrlich predicted that since more than 9/10 of the original tropical rainforest will be removed in most areas the next 30 years or so, so that would have been by 2005, it is expected that half of the organisms in these areas will vanish with it. And finally, Kenneth Watt warned about a pending ice age in a speech. The world has been chilling sharply for about 20 years. If present trends continue, the world will be about 4 degrees colder for the global mean temperature in 1990, but 11 degrees colder in the year 2000. 11 degrees colder.
Boy, they're good at this, aren't
They're
they?
really good. This is why we listen to them so carefully about all their predictions. They're dire, catastrophic predictions.
Because they know.
Because they know they've come true so many times. This is about twice what it would take to put us into an ice age, he wrote. About twice what it would take. So we should be really cold, and instead, it doesn't seem to be the case.
And I'm glad that prediction was specific to temperature going down, because so many of these were related to a new ice age happening that would cause all of these crop failures and stuff like that. So I'm glad this one was very specific and said, oh, yeah, we're going to be 11 degrees colder.
Mm-hmm.
I swear.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, why do you listen to these people?
Yeah, they've never been right. They have never been right in their predictions. And Paul Ehrlich, people still listen to the garbage that came out of his mouth.
How old's that cat?
Oh, he's got to be, 80s.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 90, pushing 90.
Let's see here.
And
there's 2 Paul Ehrlichs. So hang on. Okay, here's the freak. 89.
89?
Yeah, in May he'll be 90.
Ooh. Oh, that's bumming it.
Yeah. So why would you listen to a single word out of that guy's mouth? Every prediction he made was dire and wrong. Every single one. Let me tell you about Omega XL. If you're in pain and maybe you've tried all kinds of different things to relieve that pain and nothing's worked, please try Omega XL. It's all natural. Comes from the pristine waters, the omega fatty acids around the pristine waters of New Zealand. And it really does work. It helps produce SPMs, which are nature's way of keeping your joints healthy. But as we age, and just through daily activity and the constant pounding our joints take, our body doesn't produce enough of them. And that's where Omega XL comes in. It can restore those SPMs, rejuvenate your joints and muscles, so that, first of all, you don't have the damage that can come from just letting it go and not doing anything about it. And then you can move pain-free again. Go to omegaxl.com/Pat. Buy your first bottle. They're going to give you a second one for free. So you buy one, you get one free at omegaxl.com/Pat. Or you could call 800-844-4888.
Think you'll ever build a road between Keith's house and Pat's house?
No! Please, no! No! No!
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on The Blaze.
I got this tweet from the Steve 42. Speaking of, the catastrophic climate change that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
The first Earth Day featured all kinds of cataclysmic predictions. And so Steve writes, back in 1975, my whole family died of starvation and exposure to the new ice age. Now, we're all going to die all over again from global warming.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's the same cause, by the way, CO2.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact cause.
Yeah, but we've got military vehicles coming that are going to be all green. They're going to be similar to this electric bus that caught on fire the other day.
An electric bus caught on fire?
Yeah, it's making the rounds on the internet.
Oh, boy.
And look at that. There it is. Electric bus.
Whoa.
That's what going green can do for you.
What the heck kind of...
Just wait. Joe Biden wants our military to run on the same technology. should work out just beautifully.
Is that real?
Yeah, totally real. You know, that's one thing that...
Why is it shooting out like it's coming out of a...
It's like lithium and stuff, you know? It's crazy. Because
wow.
Gregory Wrightstone was here last week. He showed us videos in the past or sent us videos in the past of you're now not allowed to park electric vehicles in parking garages because the fire department can't get in there to put those kind of batteries out over in Europe. It's insanity. But let's...
That was unbelievable.
Let's refurbish our military to run on similar technology.
Yeah. Well, and the electric bus, the good thing about it is, yes, it catches on fire like this, but it also costs about 3 times as much as a diesel bus. So that's good. So you got that going for you.
It's unbelievable.
We got that going for us.
We are the stupidest society.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Asinine. That's what we are. Whew. President Biden criticized Florida Republicans during a pair of fundraisers late last week for targeting Disney after the company expressed opposition, of course, to a new state law, blah, blah, blah. He said, I respect conservatives. Yeah, no, you don't. No, that's a lie right there. Okay, he started lying from the very beginning. You respect conservatives. What a stupid thing to say. Nothing could be further from the truth. There's nothing conservative, though, about deciding you're going to throw Disney out of its present posture because Mickey Mouse? What?
Was it because Mickey Mouse?
Yeah. There's nothing conservative about deciding you're going to throw Disney out of its present posture because Mickey Mouse.
Because Mickey Mouse, you know.
What? In fact, you think we should not be able to say, you know, gay? Wow, is he stupid? Well, and brain dead.
Yeah, it's a bad combo.
I mean, what's going on here? What the hell is going on here?
Well, that's powerful right there.
Plus, he really doesn't know. That's his problem.
Yeah,
that's
you're
one
right.
of the big problems.
You
As
are right.
Former President Trump said, he doesn't know what the hell is going on. And it's so, I don't think this is where the vast majority of the American people are.
Mm-hmm.
Biden took a similar aim at Republicans in Florida during an earlier fundraiser in Portland, calling the targeting of Disney ugly. In both appearances, he argued that the Republican Party was straying from the traditional sense of conservatism that has become the MAGA Party, a reference to, of course, Donald Trump. He said, this is not your father's Republican Party. This is a different deal, not a joke. And it's not just Trump, it's the MAGA crowd. The unbelievable hypocrisy of this guy. This is not your father's Republican Party. His own party has literally merged with the Communist Party USA. So much so that during the last presidential election cycle, they were so content with the Democrat candidate, Joe Biden, they didn't bother to run their own candidate. No joke.
Oh, snap.
No joke. Tell me the Republicans are extreme. Dems are so extreme, you can't even be part of their party if you don't believe in abortion at any time, even after birth. This is not your father's Republican Party. Tell me about it.
Pat Gray. Pat Gray returns.
I do. And thank you for returning as well. Disney stock not doing well.
Yeah.
Went down a little bit over the last year or so.
Yeah. So it's gone down, 36% in the last year. It peaked at $185 a share. It's down to $118.
They're saying it's the worst performing Dow stock of the last year. It's kind of amazing. But they're getting what they deserve with all their stupid moves.
Yeah, and the majority of that drop-off has just been in the last few months, of course, with the controversy obviously playing a big role in that.
Yeah. And speaking of companies that have done cataclysmic damage to themselves, this is awesome.
Do you have another one in mind?
I do. CNN Plus. Yeah, I do. Somebody needs to explain the CNN Plus legacy to Brian Stelter because he's not getting it
yet.
Check this out.
Have you seen anything like this happen before in the media business?
No. I mean, no. And first of all, I think I'm making history right now. I've never been on a program talking about the demise of that program.
Well, we probably have more viewers now than ever before because there's so much curiosity.
Probably not.
And
there is. Let
me try out a theory on you. Let me try out a theory on you, Matt.
Okay, go ahead.
It's too early to know if this product, if this service was a success or a failure. You got all the haters today saying this thing was a failure. I don't know if we can even ever assess that because it just simply didn't have enough time because of the management's change in direction. And at the end of the day, if you buy something, if you buy a giant media company, you get to do whatever you want with it. But it does mean there's a lot of suffering for employees and, frankly, disappointment among subscribers as a result.
Wait, what? Okay, it's too early.
Yeah, well, hold on.
To decide whether it was a success or a failure.
Well, let me try a theory out on you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's too early. It's just a theory.
Let me try a theory out on you, Keith.
Yeah.
I maintain that it's way too early to decide whether the Titanic was a disaster or not. Because at any moment now, that ship could shoot straight up from the bottom of the ocean.
That's true.
And sail all the way to New York and finally finish its voyage. And if it does that, it will be a raging success.
Okay.
Will it not?
So that's your working theory.
That's my working theory.
So at what point do we just write off the Titanic?
I don't know, man. I mean... That's ridiculous.
Delusional.
That's ridiculous. I also saw some tweets that it's too early to decide whether or not travel by dirigibles is safe and effective or not.
Hold on a second. I just saw this.
So funny.
I'm so glad we had this.
And it had a picture of the Hindenburg, of course, in flame.
Oh, the humanity. Okay, so I just saw this on social media. Hi, my name is CNN Plus, and my pronouns are was, were.
Brilliant.
That's good stuff.
Really good.
That's why Twitter was invented.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm just going to try a theory out on you. CNN Plus. Does it suck?
It's too early. It's too early to tell whether or not that was a success.
I swear, if that ship comes flying out of the water, man, I'm calling you. What did you know and when did you know it, Pat Gray? Oh my gosh, this guy is the worst.
He's the worst. I mean, it's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. So he's blaming it all, really, on Discovery Plus, right? On Discovery.
Yeah.
And the fact that they purchased CNN.
Yeah. They bought us, and then they said, change of direction. Yeah,
change of direction, because it was a massive failure.
If it had a great... Because you remember, even the XFL had a great start. Remember way back when? Its first game? Mm-hmm. Like, if they had that kind of start, that should have been enough to keep them going for a little while. They didn't even have the initial surge out of the gate.
Not at all.
Nobody cares.
No. In fact, the surge was so non-existent that they cut their price in half after a day. So
how am I going to fill that programming void in my life after Saturday when CNN Plus goes away for good?
I don't know. God. I don't know, man. It'll be sad. It'll be a sad, sad day. Won't it? I can't.
Hey, don't forget to sign up for Blaze TV. BlazeTV.com/Pat. Use that promo code Pat. You get $10 off, and you can catch your bonus material from this show. Just a whole separate thing there.
Pat Gray Overtime.
Look at there.
$10 off using the promo code PAT. So only at BlazeTV.com/Pat.
Yeah, and we've already lasted longer than CNN Plus with Pat Gray Overtime, I'd like to point out. Yeah. And, so look, if you're one of the 4 people that signed up for CNN Plus and you got that money burning a hole in your pocket now, spend it with us. We give you quality programming here at The Blaze.
Yeah, because they're going to give you your $3 back.
That's right.
Right? And I'm sure you can't wait for that moment when it hits your account. I got my $3 back from CNN Plus. Yeah! Yeah! Where am I going to spend that?
If you
spend it right here
with CNN Plus on a month-by-month basis, you never had them take an automatic charge out of your account.
Oh, wow.
Think about that.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't around long enough for that.
That's true. It was literally around for 30 days, right? 30 or 31
March 29th
days.
to April 30th. That's assuming it makes it to the end of the month. It's got to still make it another week.
Yeah, they did say they'd pull the plug on Saturday, so we'll see. We'll see if it lasts that long.
Yeah, let's see, man.
That's not bad.
Put the cart before the horse yet.
I mean, has there been... I don't think there's been a bigger disaster in all of media.
I
ever.
can't think of one. No.
In all of business. I mean, we talked about New Coke, but that lasted like 72 days or something before they finally said, okay, we're going to put classic Coke back on. And then New Coke lasted for 17 years. It was available for 17 years.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. It didn't go away. They just brought classic Coke back.
And as people pointed out from this audience out on Twitter at Pat Unleashed, they pointed out that when they brought the old Coke back, the sales surged, so it actually ended up benefiting Coke in the long run.
And that's why a lot of people thought it was just a marketing ploy by Coke, that it wasn't a big mistake, that they did it on purpose. I still haven't completely... I dismissed that theory because it's possible.
So, but where do you stand on the Titanic? When is that going to
That could shoot right up to the surface of the ocean at any time.
Anytime.
It's too early to tell whether that was a disaster or not. So,
okay.
Too soon. It's too soon. You know, I don't want to judge that a catastrophe yet.
Hey, you know who would have been good at the helm at CNN Plus? It might have been Mike Tyson. Because not only could he get viewers with what he did to that guy on the plane and just he's a big drawing of himself, but he is studying economics. Have you seen this? People have been, the paparazzi have been following him around, and everywhere he goes, every airport they stop and they see him, he's carrying a Thomas Sowell book. Basic economics.
Really?
Yeah. So there's one there. See, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
And so people are like, that's Photoshopped. He's not really carrying around that book. And every picture that people have run into him in the airport, he's got that book with him. I love it. And that bookmark is toward the back, so he's been reading it, man. I love it. Mike Tyson, Basic Economics.
Why would anybody Photoshop Thomas Sowell's book into his hand?
Man, I don't know. This world is... you can't believe anything. I mean, just...
I know.
That's why. Anyway.
Hey, everybody, it's me, heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson, carrying around Thomas Sowell's book, Basic Economics. I want to keep my money this time. The money I make this time, I'm going to keep it.
Mike, can you tell us something about, give us a macroeconomics course in 60 seconds or less.
Well, you earn money.
Okay.
Then you spend it.
No.
That's what I did.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
That's what I did.
Sure.
You punch people in the face and they give you lots of money for that. So you punch people in the face.
Good gig.
You get some money. I'm still waiting on my check for punching that guy in the face last week.
Oh, no. I don't think there's a payday coming for that one.
Well, I punched him in the face. I usually get millions of dollars for that.
Yeah, but see, it was a little...
Punched him several times in the face. He never punched me back.
Yeah. Did you sign a contract for that fight?
No, I don't know. My manager takes care of all that.
Yeah, I don't know that you're going to get a payday for that one. Although it was refreshing. We were all rooting for you, I'll tell you that.
It was. The guy had it coming.
Yeah, not only
he seriously. Oh, boom, boom. Fortunately, he's got that guy kind of protecting his face there.
Sure, and he's
otherwise
just in a
it would have
been
much worse.
He's like, you know what? He got off easy by not having part of his earlobe or top of his ear chewed off. Yeah. Vander Holyfield had that guy who instigated that just by being an annoying piece of crap. He apparently has a long. I don't know exactly what, but he's got a criminal record.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yay! Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you taking care of the trash there.
It's interesting though that he didn't press charges. Right? At least he hadn't by last week.
Probably because he realized how annoying he was.
Yeah.
His life is a, quote, habitual felony offender status.
Really?
Yeah. And
wow.
Pop up ad. Let's see here. He is Charlotte County, Florida. Okay, so he was sentenced to 25 months for grand theft, according to court records. This is Melvin Townsend. So there you go. The grand theft, property theft. Let's see, there's $300. Anyway, so he is. So thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike, for taking care of that for us.
Right. Good.
Society thanks you.
All right, let me tell you about our current inflation situation. What does that look like to us right now? It looks like paying 47% more for fuel than we did a year ago, thanks to the Putin price hike, of course. Right? Right. Looks like paying 41% more for the same used vehicle. If you buy it this year rather than last, looks like you're paying almost 10% more to feed your family. Every dollar in your savings is worth less than it was a year ago. Hedge against the U.S. dollar by investing in something with real value. That's gold and silver from Birch Gold. Precious metals have historically been a safe haven in times of inflation, and Birch Gold is the leader in converting IRAs and 401ks into a tax-sheltered IRA backed by gold and silver. It's great to have it backed by something. You know, the U.S. dollar is backed by air. So this is great.
So is that what Joe Biden is constantly shaking the hands with?
Yes.
The U.S. dollar?
Right.
It's just air all around
the
him?
backing for the U.S. dollar.
The backing yeah.
Yeah. With thousands of satisfied customers and an A-plus rating with a Better Business Bureau, Birch Gold can help you protect your savings. So text PAT to 989-898 and you'll get a free info kit on gold. There's no obligation. You don't have to buy anything. They'll just send you this information and then you decide. Text PAT to 989-898 to get your free info kit right now.
Pat Gray.
Like every other day for Bill Maher is a common sense day, and then the next day he's out to lunch again, and then the next day he has some common sense, and then he's out of his mind again. Mm-hmm. Well, Friday's broadcast of Real Time, he said that while he thinks Ron DeSantis is demagoguing the issue of education, schools inserting political messages in lessons is a problem that does exist. Wow. It is real. He said, so again, I don't know why Democrats do this to themselves. And textbooks are written by a certain type of people, the type who would put things about racism in math books. Hey, he's right again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He stated it hinges on whether there really is something going on in the schools that never was going on there before and maybe shouldn't be going on there. What? So we got information today about this because this is about what is going on in schools all across the country. But Florida is, of course, the focal point because it's Florida. So they took out 41 textbooks, math textbooks, and at the beginning of the week, we didn't know why. They said there are things in there that are inappropriate for children. Today, they released 4 examples. This just happened before we came out here. I read through them. A lot of it, I feel like, it's like kids should have empathy when they're learning. Fine, I'm okay with that. Most of it, though, was kind of a nothing burger, but here's one. This is a math question, measuring racial prejudice by political identification. I mean, this is teaching math? And why use that example? So then he shows the example of race in a math problem. He later adds, I don't think this is typical. I think they picked 41 books and they have 4 examples. Of the examples, this was the most egregious. But it does exist. It is real. So again, I don't know why Democrats do this to themselves. I think DeSantis is demagoguing this issue because I think he thinks this is a great way to be a candidate in 2024 by owning the libs on gays and kids and Pluto and Goofy and blah, blah, blah. And then he gets very vulgar. But he does at least admit it is a problem. And it is. I mean, I'm sure you could find a lot more than 4 examples from these textbooks. But if there are 4 egregious things or even 1 egregious thing, do you want it to continue to exist in the classroom? Because I don't.
Well,
and again, you've got to find out what's going on in your kids' classrooms. You can't just assume that they're just being taught math and science and history. You can't. Because in a lot of cases, they're not. In a lot of cases, they are. But in just as many, if not more, something else is going on in your kids' schools.
My friend's school, we showed the poster earlier. I mean, even in a small town in Georgia where, they're
where you would
talking
not
about
expect
gender
it.
fluid insanity. Stop. But the Republican Party is going to have to make a decision about 6 months from now. And I think it's going to be based on how the midterms go. In other words, if Republicans sweep here and have a big victory, Trump's going to take credit for that, for his speaking tour, his big rally stuff. As hey, look, I kept the base energized. I was out there promoting Republican. I guess it might also depend on how his candidates that he's backed, how they do. But 6 months from now, it's going to be about time already to be thinking about who do you want representing the Republican Party in 2024? Is it going to be Donald Trump? Is it going to be Ron DeSantis? That's going to be interesting. And if the party isn't careful, they could end up destroying themselves over that question. While it seems obvious that whoever the Republicans put up against Biden, they've got to do an internal battle first. So, good luck.
Definitely. Got a couple other issues here. United States Special Presidential Envoy for Climate.
Okay. Oh, John Kerry?
Yes,
yeah,
John Kerry.
All right. I knew that one.
Issued a warning to the domestic natural gas industry, saying producers had a certain amount of time. You just got a certain amount of time to lower emissions.
Uh-oh.
Federal government has to put the natural gas industry on notice, he said. He suggested that producers must prove they are utilizing carbon capture technology to reduce their emissions profile or transition away from their business model. If you can capture the emissions literally, genuinely, then you're reducing the problem. We have to put the industry on notice. And here it is. Here's his notice.
Oh, notice time.
You've got 6 years, 8 years, no more than 10 years or so, within which you've got to come up with a means by which you're going to capture. And if you're not going to capture, then we have to deploy alternative sources of energy. Well, if you have one, deploy it. I mean, what is it? What is the alternative source you're going to deploy? Are you just hanging on to something that you got in your back pocket and you haven't sprung it on us yet?
Yeah.
By all means, if there's something great that works better and pollutes less, do it.
Yeah, now might be the time.
I think it's a really good time.
I mean,
do it.
Prices are up. You refuse to go after oil?
I'm not going to be put on the defensive.
Oh, right. That's right. Thank you, Job. Thank you. I mean, do you have like cold fusion up your butt that you can pull out? And
is that where that's made?
Maybe wipe it off and then show it to us. What do you have there as an alternative source of energy?
What must be what? What must be what?
Oh, here we go.
What must
got
be
cold
what?
fusion up there.
Carbon capture and storage, or CCS, as we all refer to it.
Thank you.
It's an advanced technology that traps emissions from fossil fuel power plants before they can enter the atmosphere. According to Resources for the Future, facilities with CCS are able to capture 90 to 100% of the carbon dioxide emitted.
So let's do that.
Let's do it.
Pull it right out.
I wonder if that's really expensive, and that's why not everybody has done it. In addition, greater reliance on natural gas, made possible by the growth of fracking, has enabled the U.S. to lead the world in emissions reductions over the last decade. Wait, it's enabled the U.S., the United States of America, to lead the world in emission reductions.
All right.
Wow. During the interview Thursday, Kerry acknowledged that natural gas produces about 50% less emissions when burned than coal. I'll take that 50% reduction for the next 8 years because our goal between now and 2030 is to reduce emissions by a minimum 45% to do what the science has told us we have to do.
But you just said we were leading the world, so get off our back. Make the rest of the world catch up with us.
What's the problem then if we're doing that? If we're reducing it by 50 and we only need 45, I think we're there. Yeah. Shut up.
Back off.
However, no one should make it easy for the gas interests to be building out 30 or 40-year infrastructure, which we're then stuck with. And, the fight will be, well, we can't close these because of the employment, because of the investors, etc.
Yeah, don't make it easy for business to succeed. You'd hate that.
To
do that.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want long-term solutions. You don't. All we want is short-term stuff here.
And make it tough on them.
Yeah. Make it expensive, make it difficult, make it so that they have to pass the price increase along to their customers. That's what you do.
And why does the principle of Democrats go by hey, we shouldn't subsidize oil companies, big oil, big corporations, but yet they're perfectly fine with subsidizing a Disney World because they're pushing their agenda. So that they're fine with.
Yeah.
Because, you read the quotes from Joe Biden. He doesn't know what's going on, but still, he was upset at Republicans for taking away tax breaks.
It's not the Republican Party, your father.
Yeah.
It's not your father's Republican Party. They're a lot more extreme now. But it does kind of make sense that he would say that because they're so far to the left that anybody right of them looks like they're miles away. Because they are. It's true. The Democrats have gone so far to the left that
you could say anything.
Yeah.
What was his quote about Mickey Mouse? Do we know? It was.
I have
and
to.
Now, what was his little thing? It was so bad.
You thought it was bad?
I thought the Joe Biden Mickey Mouse quote didn't really help his argument at all. Didn't really.
Really? Okay. Here's what he said.
Okay. Here we go.
I respect conservatives. There's nothing conservative about deciding you're going to throw Disney out of its present posture because Mickey Mouse? End of sentence.
Oh, wait, that was the end of the sentence? Because
end of sentence.
I was waiting for it because Mickey Mouse?
In fact, you think we should not be able to say, gay?
Bro.
No.
Read the talking points closer next time. Oh, my God.
So bad. It is so bad.
Hey, aren't you going to be in for Glenn today?
Filling in for Glenn today, yes.
Oh, wow.
And also have overtime
coming
up next. Well, at 11 o'clock Central.
Only on the Blaze Radio Network.